What's up, guys? My name is Trickstrap, and today we are going to do something a little different. We are going to be doing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels deck profile. So today we're going to be looking at my take on Invoked Shaddoll, and I think it's an interesting build because a lot of people don't play the traps that I'm playing. They mostly just play like Schism. That's about it. So let's dive into it. So starting off with staples, we're going to play 3 Effect Veiler because it's a good light target for Shaddoll Fusion. And the card, quick effect, negate an effect on your opponent's main phase. You can't get much better than that. It can also technically be used with Invocation to make Mechaba, so overall it's got a lot of targets that you can use it for, either a negate or 2 different types of fusions. Next staple we're looking at is Max C. Oh boy, Max C at 3. If you're not playing Max C at 3 in whatever deck you're playing, you're probably playing it wrong. It's just incredible card. Doesn't have, I don't think, any synergy with any of the fusion stuff that I'm running. If you're playing Mono Dolls, you can run it with like Shekanaga or something, but in this build it's just Max C. You can use it as pitch fodder for Mechaba if you have 2 of them in hand and you know you're going to kill next turn. Something like that. But overall it's just your opponent stops their turn or they give you a million cards. And by that I mean they either give you 1 card or they're giving you like 6 cards and killing you. There's no in between. If they don't kill you and they give you 6 cards, you win the game. And we're also playing 3 Ash because absolutely incredible card. You just negate a search. If you don't have anything else, then you lose. Especially in the mirror match, if your opponent summons Alistair and you Ash and they don't have another play, they probably lose the game. Now, for the doll lineup that we're playing, y'all are going to be a little skeptical of this, but we are playing a Falco. I am a huge fan of Shaddoll Falco because I know that he doesn't get you a lot of benefits immediately, but there are a lot of times where if your board gets outed, or they'll have to attack over, say, a window or something first, you have Falco on board still. So if you're able to flip Falco, summon a guy, you got more guys to fuse with. You immediately make a fusion off of just Falco if he lives. And if he doesn't live, and their opponent attacks into him, it just sets up another body. Like, he can throw out a Wendy, or Squaw, Beast, anything. It's just so good on the defensive side that I just always play one personally, because I think it's a fantastic card. Now, we're playing 1 Hedgehog, and I'm thinking of playing 2 Hedgehog, 2 Squaw, but I don't really know what to cut for it right now. I'm experimenting with the deck still, so Hedgehog is just, when sent you search. You generally just search Squaw or Wendy, something that you're gonna, use in the future. If you're making Construct to send Schism and go into Gravcon, you're probably just gonna add Squaw because, like, you want more targets in your grave, obviously, to use with Schism. So that's, Hedgehog searches anything. We're playing 2 Wendy because this is by far the best Shaddoll monster they've ever released. This card is absolutely incredible. When it's sent you just special a guy face down. So that's one of the main reasons why I love playing Falco, is because you can Shaddoll Fusion with Wendy, make like a Winda or a Connie, App Cologne, any of them, and you just get to summon Falco for like a backup play next turn. And in Mono Dolls, if you're playing, I think it's Shaddoll Incarnation, you can send that and then banish it to flip whatever you summon off of Falco immediately, so you get the effect. And it's actually like a really cool play where it doesn't give you an insane amount of value because it's Mono Dolls, but it's a thing that you can do if you're playing Mono Dolls. Of course, the 1 Squaw, I kind of want to play 2, and I'm thinking about playing 2. But like I said, I don't know what to cut for it right now as I'm still experimenting. Maybe cut one of the fusion cards. I don't know. But yeah, Squaw, just send anything. Fantastic card. Then we're playing 1 Dragon because who doesn't want to pop back row? Who doesn't want MST on fusion? Absolutely fantastic card. It can add a lot of problems. especially in like the Sky Striker matchup, it'll hit the continuous spell that just lets them profit for days. And that's like insanely important because that card is absolutely insane. And then we're playing one Trick Clown because I'm a fan of Trick Clown. So a cool thing that you can do is if you open Trick Clown with, like, say you don't open your Alistair combo, and by combo I mean normal summon Alistair, and you draw Trick Clown and a fusion with, like, fusion targets, you can normal summon Trick Clown, link it away for Artemis here, and then Trick Clown comes back for a K. You pay 1,000 life points and he comes back, and then you can make Cross Sheep with those guys. And then you have 2 light targets engraved for your invocations. And it gives you Cross Sheep, which, whenever you fusion with said fusion in hand, you just get to summon another guy. So it's a lot of guys on board for just normal summoning Trick Clown. And also just like, you can fuse with Trick Clown, and then he comes back and you can fuse with him again. So it's just such a phenomenal one-of to run. And if you're playing Mono Dolls, you're probably playing Mathematician. And normal summon Mathematician, send Trick Clown, also makes you Cross Sheep. So both of those scenarios, Trick Clown is just an absolutely phenomenal one-of that just lets you extend your plays as much as you need them. And then, of course, we're playing our 3 Alistairs here. If you gotta play 3 of this card. Searches your invocation. You can also quick effect pitch it to give one of your fusion cards plus 1,000 attack and defense. So you can pitch it to go for game, which is really cool. But mainly you're just gonna, normal summon, add invocation, make Mechaba. This card also links into Artemis to make Mechaba. 1 card Mechaba is pretty damn solid, I'd say. It's definitely a thing that you want to be doing. And then for more Shaddolls, we're playing 1 Aerial and 1 Beast. Now Beast, very obvious. It just draw a card when it's sent, replenishes your hand. You can set it off Wendy and Falco and get his effect, because like 1700 is it's not like a very beefy body, but at the same time, if they're punching over your fusions and stuff, probably not going to have a guy that can kill this Beast unless they make an absolutely massive board, which through traps and Mechaba and probably a Winda, depending on the board you can make, probably not going to happen. So it's going to get you a nice draw. Aerial. I cannot stress how important this card is in certain matchups. Sky Striker matchup, you're banishing their Rays. Whenever DPE comes out, destroy Phoenix Enforcer, which hopefully will come out soon. This card is absolutely crucial in banishing that card. You have to out it and then banish it with Aerial, but like, when it happens, you feel damn good about it. It also just banishes a lot of problem cards. Like if you're playing against Eldritch, you just banish their Golden Lords. It just hits so much. Banish 3 on Fusion is an absolutely insane amount. You can also send it off Squaw. So that's another reason to play, 2 Squamata, just because this card is, it's incredible. Now into the spell lineup. 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 3 El Shaddoll Fusion. You need to see your fusions. I'm thinking about cutting it down a little bit because I am playing 10 fusions in total. So I think I'd be able to cut down maybe on an El Shaddoll and a Shaddoll. Just cut one of each. And then I could play like another Squamata or like Called By, some other cards. Right now I don't have the ultra rare gems to make Called By, but Called By the Grave is an excellent card to run over one of these just because you already have so many fusion targets. You're playing 2 Invocation because you don't need more than that. You're searching it with a 5 of, because Magical Meltdown is a card you play, which searches Alistair the Invoker. It also says that your fusions can't be negated, which is super, super important. Because if you have Magical Meltdown on the field, they can't stop your fusions, because if they're playing traps, say they go first and they're playing Eldritch, they're not going to let you play. But with Magical Meltdown, they have to let you play. Also, yeah, it just like, it makes Alistair a 5 of, which is the best part. And then 2 Invocation, because you don't want to clogged. Sometimes you'll draw both of them and it sucks. It's just a dead card in hand. I mean, I guess it can be a spell negate for Mechaba here, because, spell negates are still important, especially in like the Sky Striker matchup. Any deck that runs very important spells. Even in the mirror match, you can just, you know, if you don't have Meltdown down, like, you just hit their invocation, and then they probably lose the game. And 2 Super Poly. Super Poly's only at 2 in this format, but this card is absolutely incredible. It's just eat one of their guys, and then, you know, one of your guys, obviously. It eats a problem card of theirs. Or in the mirror match, it just eats 2 guys off their board. Like, I can't tell you how many times in the mirror match I've just used Super Poly to eat 2 of their guys off the board and kill them. Because, like, what are they going to do? You know? Like, you can't chain effects to this card. You can't respond to it, so it just straight up outs problem cards on the board. If they have Mechaba Winda set up, this literally outs it in 1 card. So, absolutely incredible fusion card. Understandable that it's at 2, because in TCG, this card's at 3. It's a menace. It is a menace to the people. Now, moving on to traps. I'm playing an interesting lineup of traps. We're playing 2 Torrential. I am in love with this card right now. This card is absolutely phenomenal. You have Mechaba Window on board. They somehow use all their resources to out that. You just Torrential their end board. What are they going to do? They've already eaten through a lot of their cards, probably. It also is nice because if your opponent uses, say, one of their Omni Negates on, like, your Mechaba or your Winda, something that to out your board, you still have Torrential as a backup to just nuke the board, and then Winda still gets effect. If they didn't kill Winda, Winda gets effect to grab one of your Shaddoll fusions back. So Torrential just interacts with every single Shaddoll card, which is one of the huge reasons why I play 2 of it, because it just interacts phenomenally with the deck. And then for the rest of our traps, we're playing 2 Judgment, 2 Strike. I kind of want to play 3 of each because I think these cards are absolutely insane, but I don't think there's deck space for it. Because we're already playing very heavy hand trap lineup, which I think is necessary, but I'm not quite sure yet. I might be able to cut, like, maybe Valor down to 2 or something. Maybe cut Valor altogether, but I do like Valor a lot in this deck. So right now I'm just running 2/2. I also only have 2 of them right now, which I could absolutely just, you know, make a 3rd one of either of them whenever I get the Ultra Rare Gems. But these are phenomenal trap staples to have. You can slap them in any deck that you want to play traps because they just stop plays. And then of course our 1 Schism. Because of the Schism play. You make Construct in your Link Zone, and then you send Schism, link Construct away for Gravity Controller, and then you get Construct effect to grab Schism back. So it's just easy Schism. If you already have Mechaba set up and you can Construct to make this, and then you make Winda next turn, you probably win the game. Mechaba Winda is really hard to out. It is not an easy thing to do. You can also make App Cologne on their turn to negate an effect, which is, dare I say, dangerous. It is quite the incredible card. So, moving on to extra deck now. For Shaddoll Fusions, we're playing 2 Winda. In my opinion, best card in the extra deck. It's a Floodgate. Floodgate's on a tall monster that can only be destroyed by battle. Pretty good. I mean, you can banish it, but it can't be destroyed by card effects, and that's like mainly what the format does right now. It doesn't do an insane amount of banishing. So, Winda's a phenomenal card for the format. And we're playing 2 App Cologne because I think that this is... this was printed in the Shaddoll starter deck, and this card is phenomenal. It can't be destroyed by battle. It's 25 body, so it's already fairly large. Can't be destroyed by battle. When it's special summoned, you target 1 face-up card on the field and negate its effects permanently. So if they have a continuous trap, say like Schism, you can negate that. It doesn't even have to be a monster. You can negate any face-up card on the board. And then 2 Construct, because it's Construct. You're not playing a Shaddoll deck without Construct. 1 summon, send a Shaddoll from deck to grave, and any special summon card at battles you immediately pop. Just right off the bat, you just pop it. For other fusions, we're playing the Invoked stuff. We're playing the Wind one because it's just Book of Moon. Once per turn quick effect Book of Moon. How could you not want that? And he's not like a huge body. He's 22, 24. which 24 is a good defense, but there's so many cards that are 25, they just punch right over it. But Quick Effect Book of Moon is where it shines, because if you make, like, on your next turn, you have Mechaba Winda, and then you make this guy, there's no way in hell your opponent's coming back from that, unless they go crazy, which, you know, they could, but it sets up a very strong board. You're playing one Purgatrio, it outsboards, it attacks every monster on board, and it gains 200 attack for each card your opponent controls. So sometimes it can get pretty big. Especially if they have a board full of monsters and back row. I mean, if the back row does nothing, then this card just absolutely decimates them. But even if they just have a board full of monsters, this probably clears it. It gets plus 1,000 attack for a full board of monsters. And yeah, then you punch away with it. Now we're playing one of this that I cannot pronounce. It is the secondary light that takes Alistair and a fusion monster. But on summon, you target a guy and destroy it, one monster, and it also triggers when a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field. So on their turn, when they special summon, you also get to pop a monster. And then once per turn, you can banish one fusion monster to gain its attack, which is pretty good. It can get pretty huge if you're trying to go for, like a kill turn. It can get pretty massive. If you banish Connie, like, banish Construct, you go to 48. You are massive. You're punching over almost anything in the game. Of course, 2 Mechaba. What is an Invoked deck without 2 Mechaba? It's not an Invoked deck. That's what it is. So 2 Mechaba, basically just you get 1 Omni Negate for a pitch as long as you have the same type in your hand, which pretty easy to do. Usually you have a spell monster in hand. Usually don't have a trap in hand, but that's not usually a problem, because you're going to want to negate the spells and monsters that progress your opponent's turn rather than a trap that doesn't exist yet because you went first and made Mechaba Winda, So the traps aren't as important to have in hand with Mechaba. I honestly don't think they're important at all, unless you're playing against, like, Eldritch, or, like, one of the other few trap decks of the format. Eldritch is, like, the huge trap deck, but holding, like, a Torrential against that deck is phenomenal because they don't summon a million guys. So having Judgment Strike for that deck is fine, and holding Torrential to Mechaba them with is also fine. And onto links, we're playing 1 Gravity Controller. You link Construct into it, you get your Schism back. That is all the card is for. It's just to make the Schism play, which is a phenomenal play. You play 1 Artemis. I kind of want to play 2, but I don't know what I'd cut for it. Maybe cut an Apcolone, but I'm not quite sure yet, because you definitely want to be able to make Mechaba multiple times with your Alistair. Granted, I am playing Effect Veiler, so it makes it a little bit easier. So maybe 1 in this styled build is fine. I know a lot of people are playing, like, a heavier spell lineup. They're playing, like, Terraforming, which unfortunately can't get right now. Don't have the ultra rare gems. Playing 3 Upstart just to make your Alistair draws more efficient, because you want to have that every single game. Then we're also playing Cross Sheep. I think this card is phenomenal in any fusion deck. It just lets you extend your plays super far. And even if it doesn't let you fusion again, you can just, like, summon Squamata for an 18 beater. Sometimes that's enough to let you go for game. And then we're playing 1 Vert, because make Super Poly, or any of the fusion cards, honestly. You can make any of the 4 fusion cards in the deck with this guy, and it's a phenomenal play no matter what. It mostly happens late game, or you can also make it off of Trick Clown, actually. Trick Clown is a 1-card Vert, because you can go into Artemis, bring back Trick Clown, go into Vert. So yeah, overall the deck has been performing really well so far. Sometimes you just die to a hand trap, like you get ashed on your Alistair summon and you don't have anything else, you die. But when you set up board, most of the time you're able to set up something, at least a Mechaba or a Winda with Construct, something like that. You're looking pretty solid. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Invoked Shaddoll deck. If you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know your ideas on how I could improve the deck. Any ratio changes I could make, because some of the ratios, like 3 Valor might not be what I need. 3 of each fusion might not be what I need, but that's what we're looking at right now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button and leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.